All right, we are here for coverage of Grand Prix Anaheim. This is the second semifinal match. This is going to be a game 3 between, who do we have here? We have Noah Koessel, and he's playing against Mark Lalague.
Yeah, Noah Koessel is playing a Boros deck akin to the one that Paul Reitzel is playing. I can only assume that it is not the same list, and I'm curious as to see what the differences are. While Mark Lalague is playing a red-green beats deck, which is like a slightly faster version of the Naya deck, running the white cards, got a slightly improved mana base, and it's a deck that is seemingly important after the board.
Please report to the public event station. You have about 5 minutes.
Well, I'll be interested to see how this goes. Like I predicted that it would be a match that is slightly in Lalague's favor after sideboarding, having access to Tree of Redemption, Huntmaster of the Fells, and
Geist.
Yep.
I see a Geist in his hand right away, and it looks like we've both kept, and we see really the ideal open for Noah's deck here, which is going to be a Champion of the Parish, and really the ideal play that he wants to see, which is his opponent playing an Enters the Battlefield tap line. In this case, it's an Evolving Wilds.
Certainly, yeah.
All right, so do we have a play here? We do. He's going to play a second champion that's going to put a counter on, and he's going to get in for 2 damage.
That has a lot of potential.
And does he have another play? Stromkirk Noble, triple 1-drop draw. This is very good for him, potentially.
Lalague has Bonfire of the Damned in his deck. He's got a trio that's starting. I'm not sure if he's got one on the board or not.
We're going to see a Geist here, most likely, right?
Oh, yeah, which is going to do some heavy-duty work here.
Like we said, I mean, and then all of a sudden, Noah needs like a Fiend Hunter, or he needs a Pillar of Flame to get that thing out of the way and start getting in. If that's allowed to happen, he can get in for a lot. Another thing that can happen is Koessel, he can play. Okay, so we do see the Geist. He can play a Paladin, and that will enable attacks as well.
Yes.
And I see one in his hand, in fact.
But again,
ooh, that is also a Pillar of Flame. Get it out of here.
One major difference between Koessel's deck and the deck of Paul Reitzel.
That is a big swing for him. He's going to start growing his creatures.
No third land drop.
Okay, so that matters for sure. Although, when he does hit a land drop, if it comes into play untapped, which I think all of his lands do at this point. All right, so a speed bump and a mana bump.
An effective speed bump, too, because without the ability to play another human, his creatures are locked at 2/2. Well, it's not going to be able to stop the Noble.
So this is a key draw. We need Koessel needs to see a land here. Okay, he drew another Pillar of Flame, which I think is just the play here, right? You just Pillar and attack.
Yep, speed bump it is.
Yeah.
And can you see if Lalague's got a Huntmaster of the Fells? It looks to me like he does. I think I saw a checklist card in his hand. I know that he was shuffling through some cards earlier and saw a Huntmaster of the Fells not sleeved up, so I'm imagining that's what that is.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense then. And that would be another fine play, you know.
Again,
looks like he's thinking. I mean, if a Huntmaster does come down, that would be pretty bad for Noah, and he might want to. He might be considering saving that.
Maybe I didn't see a checklist
card. I do not see one myself.
Yeah.
I see some more green cards.
Oh, you see Koessel there, contemplating for his turn.
Players in the Invitational Qualifier, your standings.
I mean, the attack here is for 1, 2, 3, 4. It's for 5. It'll knock up to 9, right?
Looks like he's going to play
something. Is it a Lightning Mauler?
That's a Lightning Mauler.
If you are in the top 8 of the event,
would you play a Lightning Mauler here?
I mean, it adds 4 power with a creature to his side of the table.
If you are in the top 16 of the event,
attacking this turn, yeah, why not?
We will have instructions for you momentarily.
I mean, you basically get to give +1/+1 to 2 of your creatures, and you get an additional attacker this turn.
It's a human berserker.
Is that a Cloistered Youth that he has there?
Because that's also a human, which would enable him to attack with 2 of his creatures.
I like the Lightning Mauler over the Cloistered Youth here. I think getting to play the Lightning Mauler.
I kind of like the Youth here.
Why do you prefer it?
Well, I like getting counters going on both of his other 2 creatures. That way, if he does hit that land drop, he's going to be able to get the both of the. Oh, he just decided to attack anyway.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't Mauler like add like?
Yeah, so I was thinking, that you play the Cloistered Youth and you attack with Stromkirk Noble and one of the
I see.
champions, but because he does have the ability to trade with that champion, doesn't he?
Yeah.
The middle one's a 2/2. Is that wrong?
No, you are correct.
Go ahead. But he didn't.
Interesting.
What is going on here?
Oh, that was my
Attention
point.
competitors.
He needed the extra quote-unquote mana.
So it acted as a mana.
Station. Thank you. Once again, Eddie Caudill and Joshua
like it.
Blizzard.
And then the lonely.
All right, well, it's a lightning mauler, but it's going to make whatever he plays next have haste. If it happens to be a Silverblade Paladin,
Yeah.
then we're talking about haste double strike.
That's not sticking around.
That ain't gonna happen.
Magic players!
Lalague is doing a serious job of thinning out his deck, which is good because he doesn't really appear to have much business. He really needs to do some stabilizing. Like,
Yeah.
sure, I mean, Koessel doesn't have anything on the board, but we know what he's got coming, and he is at, like, Lalague's at 7, and
Yeah.
we know that Koessel has reach in his deck.
For sure, and I mean, how many cards does Koessel have in his hand? I mean, right now he's sitting on 2 lands, but he's got what, 4 or 5 cards? Ooh, and he just
4
drew a
cards?
land
Okay.
as well. So if this is just a Silverblade Paladin by itself, I guess that's not like the most exciting thing you could do, but it's probably the play.
Yeah.
So there it is.
Do you end a turn, sacrifice it? Oh, he chooses not to.
Why wouldn't you?
Don't know.
I mean,
Possible that he had already gone far enough into untapping his lands that,
he just forgot.
well, he probably did just forget, if I had to guess. It
Right.
also makes sense. I mean, he went a little bit too far and they decided, I should probably just continue untapping my lands.
Right. All right, so he's going to pair up his Wolfir Silverheart. He's going to bash for 6. He's putting huge pressure back in the other direction. And we're going to need to see, what, a Fiend Hunter here?
13.
That would be ideal, yes.
Fiend Hunter would be like the sweet, because it would give him the pair opportunity. He would take 4. Mark would take 4.
Putting
and,
him
he would have a
nearly
Wolfir.
dead.
What's that?
Putting him at nearly dead, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's got to be able to play stuff in his hand, right? I mean, I guess he runs 4 drops, but not that many.
Yeah.
He's been sitting on 2 lands forever. He finally hit his 3rd mana. Looks like he is tanking it out pretty hard here. He's just set his hand down like he's not. So he's got a Pillar of Flame, another Silverblade Paladin, and I think a Cloistered Youth?
That's what I see as well, yes.
These are not the big action spells that he really wants to see, I would think.
Attention, Legacy competitors.
I mean, it's not
Your round
bad.
5 pairs
If he
have
plays
been
the second
posted.
Paladin and he pairs
Once again,
them,
Legacy competitors, your round 5
he
pairs
can still be
have
attacked
been
by
posted.
the Wolfir Silverheart, but really the Borderland Ranger can't attack anymore, right?
Right.
I mean, it can. Well, actually, it's only 4. Yeah, no, it totally can. This is not a good spot. He's facing down so much power and toughness. He really needs a Fiend Hunter.
No, yeah, he's considering right now the difference between playing a Fiend. I mean, at this point he can't really attack, so he might just play the Cloistered Youth and burn off Lalague down to 5.
And then try to set up for a top deck Brimstone Roller.
That's what I'm thinking, and it gives him
Hey.
a chump
Will
blocker,
Roberto Rodriguez, please
giving him one more
report
turn to
to
kind of put things together.
Roberto
That's why
Rodriguez.
You
working
can see
through
he's
that math
doing
right
math
now.
here, yeah.
Then again, at the same time, it's also beneficial for him to potentially hold on to that Pillar of Flame in case he draws a Fiend Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's too many turns in succession. I think his best bet is probably go burn your face and play the Cloistered Youth.
I like your line. I like that line a lot because if he plays out the Paladin, he can double block. Is that a champion?
Oh, it's a champion. Okay, not a Cloistered Youth.
Oh, it was a champion, not a Cloistered. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
If he played the other Silverblade Paladin, he could double block the Wolfir Silverheart. They would trade for both of them for the Silverheart, but that's so risky.
That is not good for him either.
Right. I mean, it gets the big threat off the table and leaves Mark with just a 2/2 currently.
Yeah.
But the downside to it is that if that pair is able to be broken, then he's just chump blocking and he uses this entire turn, and he's in a really bad spot. I like where he's at right now a lot better now.
Yeah.
He is reliant on drawing something off the top of his deck, so it's not
But I mean, he is in either situation because it completely depletes all of his resources if he makes the other play.
Truth.
Leaving him with literally nothing in hand. Whereas now he gives himself at least a few options.
We're gonna see a bonfire here.
That would be sick.
Called it once this weekend. That is a
master
master
of
of those.
that might get a concession right there, actually.
Yeah, he does have 2 double strikers on the table. Things can happen.
But he's got 2 small double strikers, and his opponent's got a 5 or a 6-6 and an 8-8.
But I mean, like, if Mark decides to attack with both, which he's going to block Wolfir Silverheart. He's going to take 6. I mean, things can happen here.
True.
But he is up against it in a very, very big way.
Going up to like the life game. It's the life game that really is just killer.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
I mean, even Brimstone, like, I mean, yeah, I don't
and he's got
a
Dawn Treader Elk too, or
yeah.
Yep, I think the writing's on the wall here, and I think we're going to see a concession. He's going to extend the hand and say good game. And Mark Lalague is going to advance to the finals here.
I got one.
You got one. High five. All right, so we are going to see the red-green pink deck from Mark Lalague, and he's going to be facing down.
I had to sack my elk instead.
Paul Rietzel playing the deck that Paul Rietzel is.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how comfortable I would be sitting across from Paul. Hey, what you playing, Paul? I'm on red white this weekend.
See you top 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually,
this is one of those interesting situations because
might need a little help actually.
The deck
holding the cigarette
and the cards that are in it. Like I honestly believe that the deck itself favors Lalague since Reitzel's not playing Pillar of Flame.
It's real good.
I got red white